Listen, if your algorithm is as weird as mine is, you probably have seen this guy.
I'm always on the move. What you know about it? I always keep my hips in the groove.
So yeah, a lot of people in his comments, rightly so, asking about this editing technique. So I'm going to show you how to do it because he ain't sharing it. He's sharing his music. He's sharing his love for you. Seems like a really great guy, but he is not sharing his editing techniques. So I'm going to do it for you. Let's go. You're going to need a camera of some sort, DSLR, mirrorless, or your phone, and either someone to shoot this for you or a tripod. Once you set up, you're going to want to shoot wider than you think is necessary. You're going to need some space around the frame because we're going to punch in and do some magic tricks, okay? But before we do, we should probably get into character. We're in character now. I think we need a little bit more flair. There we go. Now you just start the dance.
I'm always on the move. What you know about it? I always keep my hips in the groove. I do what I choose. To the top like Rocky. Motivated, I can't lose. Look at these views.
Now that you've got a dance to work with and some footage, let's head into the editing bay. So now we're in Premiere Pro. First things first, we've got a new composition here. This is a sequence that is a 9:16, so we're going vertical because this is for social, but we did shoot wide, and there is a reason for that. So we're going to drag our footage in to the timeline here. Just place it in there, and you're going to see that it's not filling the whole frame here, right? So what we want to do is click on this footage, go to the scale property, and basically boost this up so that it fills the frame. Now, you could go to just, about 180 and just line it up in the center here, and that'll fill the frame. Well, the reason we shot so wide is because we actually need space all around here in order to do this effect. So I'm going to punch in even more to about, I don't know, let's say 250. This will vary based on the size of your footage, but essentially you want to get your footage into a place where if you were to move this around, you can see around the edges here I have the lines of my footage. There's plenty of space around this to move around, so that's kind of what you want to do. Next, to make this super easy for us, we could start here, but to make this even easier, what you're going to do is go down to this little wrench over here, the settings for this panel, and you're going to click on show rulers if that's not already checked, okay? Once that's on, you're going to get these little rulers on the top and bottom. What I want to do, and what we want to do, is basically keyframe this position so that the face is always in the same spot. This is how he's getting this cool effect. So we're going to go to the top where the rulers are here, and I'm going to actually just, well, first of all, I might even punch in a little bit more. Let's go to like 280-ish. Just to have a lot of room to play with. So then I'm going to pull the ruler down here and basically bring this blue line right to my nose right there, okay? Then on the left side, I'm going to do the same thing and bring that right to the nose. Now we've got a nice little crosshair of where we're going to put this, the face essentially. So now that we have this crosshair, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the position tab. Now you're going to want to go to the very first frame of where the dance starts and basically click this little stopwatch icon. What that is going to do is basically set up keyframes. So anytime you move the position along the timeline, the footage is going to move with that keyframe. So we're going to check that on. That locks this particular position into place. Now comes the easy part. It just takes a little bit of time, but you're basically going to go frame by frame here and just make sure that the nose or the general area of that face is in that crosshair. So if I move the timeline forward one frame, boom, see, it moved off of the frame. So we're just going to make sure the position is checked, and you can just grab this with the mouse, and if you have your footage selected and position and motion selected, you can just grab the footage and move it into place. That's what I find is the easiest. The other way you can do it is actually manually just move the position number. So you can move the Y value or the X value to get it into pinpoint precision. But I like to just grab the footage from clicking the motion tab or the motion effect and then just moving it. And then you'll see here, I know it's a little small on my computer, but this is essentially the keyframe stop timeline here. So we have a keyframe here on the first frame. We have a keyframe here, not on the second one, but on the next frame. And then you'll go a couple frames ahead, and then you'll drag the nose into position. And a couple frames ahead, and then put the nose into position. And essentially you're going to do that throughout your entire video. You don't necessarily have to go frame by frame like this. What you could do is you could skip about 10 or so and just do it. But because I moved so much, you kind of want to do no more than 2 or 3 frames. And then you're going to go back and just check and see if everything's lined up. So I'll do a couple more with you here just to kind of show you what the effect is starting to look like. And then from there, I'm just going to keep it going because it's going to take a little bit of time to get through this dance. Props to Abel Hart. If he's editing this or if his girlfriend is editing this, you guys have some patience on your hands. Now, there's a faster way to do this. If you stick around to the end, I can show you that on After Effects. It's a little bit easier because they have some really great tracking tools there. But for the most part, this is how you do it. It's not difficult. It's not rocket science. You're just moving a couple frames and putting the nose on the crosshair. Moving a couple frames. If the nose is not in the crosshair or the nose is not visible because I turned my head, you just put the closest thing, basically the head in the center. Some object that is going to be in there each time. And you can see my face while I'm dancing here. I was very focused. I'm not a dancer, but you know what? In this life, you got to dance. Whether you're happy or you're not, if you dance, you end up becoming happy. And I think that's part of Abel Hart's message here, is that frequencies and vibrations and everything that you're doing in your life, it should have some kind of purpose and it should make you happy. You're not going to always have happy days, but you know what? If you spread that positivity around like this guy does with his music, you never know what's going to happen. So I think more people do that, the better this world is going to be. I'm obviously skipping way too far ahead here, so I'm going to have to jump back into the timeline. But let's play it from the beginning just to kind of show you what's happening now, or I'll just scrub through, right? So look, notice the effect now. The camera is now bouncing with me because the nose is always in the same spot of the frame. Now, when it moves out, that's when you got to actually fix it. So it's a little tedious, like I said, especially when you're bouncing this much. A lot of bounce in this one. But you could go frame by frame, and then if at any point the nose is not aligned or you're moving in a position where it doesn't feel right, you can always just readjust it slightly like that. And yeah, see how it didn't. You want to make sure that every little motion is on that crosshair, every single frame. Don't get lazy with it. That's how you don't get the good effect here. So boom, 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 pop that nose on there. See, I missed a little here. I got a little lazy. You could make some frames here. And don't worry if you messed up, because if you go back to a frame and you move it again, it's just going to overwrite that frame. So you can't really mess this up too bad. As long as every frame you're trying to basically put this nose in the right spot. And it doesn't have to be a nose. You could use the bow tie. You can use an eyeball. You can use the hair itself. You just have to pick one target that is going to be your focal point for the bounce. I find that the nose being in the center of the face is usually the best way to do it, but you can do this however you like. And essentially what we get is a pretty cool effect here, which was used, I think, originally a long time ago when the Apple earbuds first came out. The original ones, the wired ones, I'm pretty sure there was a commercial where they tracked the earbuds, and they've done this with the new ones too before, where they have runners and stuff running in a profile shot and just tracking the ear. It was actually a Beats by Dre Power Beats Pro commercial.
There was a day, so lightning.
It's a very, very cool effect. It takes a little bit of patience and time to get this moving. I mean, even all the frames that we've just done, I think we've hit 3 seconds worth of footage. So you're not going to have a lot. But what I'll do is I'll play it from here, and then I'll speed through this process. I'll time lapse it, and then we'll get to the end point to see what you can do with it next. And there you can see the effect is already come into play. So I'm going to finish this up right now, and then I'll get back to you guys once we're done. One thing to note here is that, you know, you can see the edges getting very close to the image here. This is why we needed to punch in, because we're moving this footage all over the map here, and we need enough space on the edges to be able to move the footage around without creating a blank space on our canvas here. So we need footage on the left and right and up and down in order to move this around, so there's always something in the frame. One thing I'll let you know as well is that you don't always have to go frame by frame. You can see with big motions like this, you can go up a couple frames and then just hit the nose. That'll save you a lot of time in the edit if you move a couple frames, because it's going to track through that motion. It might not be exact. If you want it to be exact, like right here, right, you'd have to then readjust each frame individually like that. You're going to get the most precision going frame by frame. But if I let this go and I just notice how there's a lot of movement here, if I go from this frame that's already tracked and just let it ride to here, that's one smooth motion. So then I can just move this here, and every frame in between is now going to probably be tracked, not guaranteed, but it did a pretty decent job. So, you know, I would probably just go back and fix any one-off frames that aren't exactly where they're supposed to be, and then it should just kind of fix itself there. That'll save you a lot of time in the edit to not have to go frame by frame. You can go several frames at once and then just go back and check your work. All right, and there we go. You can see on here there's a crazy blue, just like fireflies of motion going on over here because we've dragged this around so much. Let's hit play and see what we got so far. Let me fit this to the screen. And now if you don't want to see the ruler anymore, well, first let's drag through and make sure that everything is kind of aligned, right? So for the most part, the nose is aligned through the whole shebang, right? We got that pretty well dialed in. You know, you could go in and fix frame by frame if you want to, but I think that basically gets the effect across. So now we can go into our settings, and we can uncheck show guides, and we can uncheck show rulers if you want, but the rulers don't really matter. They're just on the edges here. And now we'll hit play and see what that looks like. All right, and that's pretty much the effect, right? So now here's something that's a little bit even better that we can enhance this effect with even more, which is something that they do a lot. Now that you have this all basically keyframe to the motion, okay, we don't want to move this anymore because it's going to mess up the effect. So what we can do is we can right click this and go to nest, and this is similar in After Effects to a pre-composition. So essentially you click nest, we'll name this motion tracked, right? And now anything we do to motion tracked, it has its own set of properties. So if we move the position on here, it's not going to mess anything up. So what you could do is you could start at the beginning here. You can hit the stopwatch on the scale and the position, and then move ahead, you know, 2 seconds or so, and just punch the scale in even more, and then line up the head so it's about centered, right? Somewhere along those lines. And now you've got that zoom in effect, right? It's still tracked, it's still moving. You could also then put another keyframe and move a little bit further and scale that back out and make sure that your video is still somewhat in the frame here, right? Because all the tracking is done on the inside of this. So now you hit this, we got that zoom in, you got it zooming out a little bit, you know, at some point, and that's pretty much it. That's how you do all this stuff. So if you want to make it a little bit smoother, there's one quick way I'll show you right now. That's basically to go into this section here, which is your effects timeline, and just highlight all of your frames here. Right click one of them, do temporal interpolation, and you just go to ease in. And what that does is it smooths out the animation between these frames. And now we just play it back and see what we got.
I'm always on the move.
And that's how you do it, guys. It's that simple. So go have fun, make these wild videos, use Able Hearts music, check out my tutorials, follow me on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, you know. I do some music too under the pseudonym Vane, so you can check that out too. VAYN, Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. So check it out, and hope you guys enjoyed this and learned something today. And that's it. We'll play it one more time.
I'm always on the move. What you know about it? I always keep my hips in the groove. I do what I choose. To the top like rocket. Motivated, I can't lose. Look at these views.
See you on the next one.